A confident group coming through the tunnel. The Pistons looking to stay focused and pick up a win at home tonight. Welcome everybody to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Pacers. On Friday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks. And then on Sunday, they'll be facing Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers.
And for that matchup with the Magic, that's one to watch for. Fourth contest of this brand new NBA season. I'm interested in how those teams match up in the early part of this year.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. The perimeter pairing with Nembhard and Mathurin. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Halliburton in at the 1. And for the Pistons, Thompson and Harris are their forwards. Hardaway is out there with Cade Cunningham. And it's Duren in at the 5 down low. And opening day here for both of these teams, Brent Barry, the fans are full of optimism.
Well, the seeds have been planted in the offseason, Kevin. What's about to bloom for these franchises as the year goes on? I mean, lots of movement around the league, but it's about the growth of your favorite team and watching these storylines play out as teams march towards the playoffs. A long ways away, but tonight's where it starts.
Siakam outside. Back to Halliburton. Traps in the tray.
Boy, Halliburton consistent with that shot.
For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Hardaway finds Harris. The Pistons working the ball around now. Comes up empty down low. And Halliburton's got the ball here for the Indiana Pacers. And it's their first look at this year's Pistons here for the first game of the NBA's 82-game regular season.
Yeah, and last year they had major trouble with these guys. I'm not sure how it happened, but they didn't win a single game against them.
Now, here's Cunningham. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Good on the shot.
Young players with these kind of moves are showing you that they're getting more patient on the inside, and Cade showed that time.
Brent, we talk about guys on the brink of stardom. Cade Cunningham is right there.
Yeah, the two areas you'd love to see Cade improve on is just taking better shots and making plays for others. He has that instinctually, Kevin, as a point guard at his size. But as his team grows, the appreciation for what Cade Cunningham can do on the floor, that will grow too.
Now Cunningham, following the three-point attempt by Pascal Siakam. Here's Nembhard. He's covered by Thompson. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. The Pistons have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Pass to Cunningham. And again, Cunningham missing.
Well, he's a guy that count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
Outside Mathurin. Turner with the screen for Mathurin. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
So far, the team just 1 of 5, and that rim shrinking.
Hardaway dishes to Cunningham. It's rebounded by Indiana.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Pascal Siakam is nominally a power forward, but his versatility at both ends of the floor allows him to play a number of roles. Siakam says that's where the NBA has been going. It's always positionless basketball. I feel like I can do anything. And in today's game, Kevin, That means tremendous value for Siakam. Back to you.
Doesn't it? My goodness, David, he is something else. Thank you very much. And here's Halliburton. After Tim Hardaway made that last three-pointer. And Halliburton slams it in.
And Halliburton just springing off the floor. Defense couldn't stop him once he got airborne.
Cunningham kicks to Hardaway. Back to Cunningham. Harris looking it over. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And here's Halliburton. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. Outside Mathurin. Here's Nembhard. Guarded by Hardaway. Lets it go. Duren pulls it in. Duren's got his 5th rebound in this one. Recent times have certainly been tough in Detroit. 14 wins last season, a franchise record low.
And Kevin, if you look, Detroit's last 5 seasons, 23 wins is the most they've had. So their fan base hungry for a winner in the Motor City.
And Rick Carlisle decides to call timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. So for the Pistons, Stewart checked in for Harris. Malik Beasley comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Cade Cunningham. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Toppin, he's checked in for Turner. Neesmith comes in for Benedict Mathurin. Jackson, he's checked in for Andrew Nembhard. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Halliburton. 1:16 left to play in the first quarter. Toppin finds Neesmith. Toppin passes to McConnell. 5 on the clock. Indiana needs to get a shot. And Toppin throws it down.
Love it when Obi gets a few steps. He can really get up there.
59 seconds left in the first quarter. Schroeder with the ball. Pascal Siakam grabs the miss. 2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
McConnell kicks to Jackson. Some nice passing here by Indiana. 6 on the shot clock. Siakam outside. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Pass to Beasley. Stewart with it. Toppin covering. Now here's Thompson. Schroeder outside. No good from outside. It'll count. He made it! He gets it to go! Wow!
Wow, what a way to finish up the quarter.
That's an incredible shot there. Just let it fly, take a chance, and somehow that one goes in.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Indiana out in front, up 3. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
Pacers leading by 3. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Beasley. Then there's Holland. Then there's Isaiah Stewart. And it's Thompson in at the small forward. They're the group Detroit will start the second with.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Pass to Schroeder. Clock at 6. Plays it up and banks it in. Schroeder's got his first points of the game.
Well, if you read the scouting report on Schroeder, he likes to get into the basket as close as possible because he's usually good from there.
And it's Halliburton missing. The Pistons shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Well, Greg, we saw in the 2024 regular season that these Pacers actually led the NBA in assists.
Averaging over 30 assists a game. Now that's ball movement. These Pacers really trust one another and love to share the load offensively.
And Neesmith with the slam.
Not getting old here, seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Now here's Schroeder. Toppin pulls it in. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. And here's McConnell. Outside, Walker. To the middle. Here's Halliburton. And finished off by Halliburton.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Both teams will make substitutions. It feels like every season, Brent, we set a record for pace in the NBA. Why do you think that is?
Well, I don't know, Kevin, if it's every team that's seeking pace, although in every coach's press conference, you'll hear about them talking about playing faster and wanting to get out in transition. But that's where you take advantages of defenses most. Look, if you got a young team, open up the floodgates and let them run. Probably more success coming your way.
And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for the Pacers. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. And Toppin throws it down.
And this is right around the time when one team might start to pull away.
Yeah, this team is looking to add to the lead, trying to put the other team away, and threatening here.
And Beasley, here we go, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Stewart really valued for the energy he brings to the game. That and that 7'4" wingspan, that makes a lot of things happen.
And finished off by Halliburton.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now here's Schroeder. Pass to Beasley. A 3 ball. And Here's Beasley again missing.
Ooh, he missed an easy chance to put some points on the board. He won't get a much better look at that kind of shot again here probably tonight.
Now, here's Toppin. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Holland, the pass to Schroeder. Beasley for three. Buries it from three-point range. Beasley's got himself on the board with three there.
One of the reasons Beasley's out there, they expect him to sink the three and spread the floor.
Turner passes to Neesmith. Here's Nembhard. Here's Turner. Back to Neesmith. Three-pointer. Detroit with the rebound. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Pacers obviously pushed the fast break. Tyrese Halliburton says the emphasis is getting outlets and running, playing fast. That's a good identity to have. It's a team that people want to play for, and it's a style you don't want to play against. You've got to be ready to play us. Kevin, the idea is for them to wear you down.
They fly, David. Baseline to baseline. They can really go. And so it's Rick Carlisle here calling timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Detroit ends up going with the new group. Siakam is checked in for the Pacers. Benedict Mathurin comes in for Halliburton. Here's Neesmith. Here's Nembhard. Turner passes to Neesmith. Here's Siakam. No good that time. Some solid defense from Harris. Greg, in January 2024, Pascal Siakam was traded out of Toronto.
And he came into the league an older player from a mid-major school. The Raptors did a lot to help Siakam, turning him into an all-NBA caliber player.
Here's Nembhard. After the basket by Detroit. For three, Siakam. And the three ball is good. And the Pacers lead by 2.
Drilling that one with confidence. That's Pascal Siakam.
Cunningham outside. On the wing, Harris. The offensive rebound. Duran. And he can't jam it through.
Yeah, you won't see him miss many dunks unless you've got somebody right in his face, as was the case there on that possession.
The Pistons have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Now Cunningham. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And what strikes me about Cade Cunningham is he's still growing. He's still capable of doing more on the floor. And he has the work ethic and attitude to make those improvements and become a real factor on the floor.
The first one falls. And Brent, credit the Pistons fans for sticking with them after a tough season last year.
Well, Kevin, it's been a couple of rough years in Detroit, and never easy to have your team go through something like that. You know, when you're getting national media attention for not winning games, it's never a good thing. But these fans are loyal, they're hungry, and the future is going to be bright in Detroit, I promise you that. The drive to be great is something that Cade Cunningham quietly possesses, and he has all the tools to be a very special player.
There's 39 seconds left in the first half of the game. Cunningham passes to Harris. It's rebounded by Indiana.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Turner looking around. Down low. And finished off by Siakam.
What a throwdown. Siakam making sure no one gets in his way.
Cunningham outside. A three-pointer off the mark. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Pacers lead by 5. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. 27.
Welcome to halftime, and after 2 quarters played, some ground to make up for the Detroit Pistons.
Their shooting percentage is awful. They would have been better off rolling out Ernie.
That's where you're wrong. I wouldn't miss a shot because I wouldn't be able to get one off. Taking a peek now at the upcoming schedule.
You look at Detroit, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, everyone starts out undefeated. It is a hopeful time of year for everybody. That is more than enough of us. Let's send you back to the game. Kevin Harlan and crew with the second half.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Tyrese Halliburton has been sensational.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure Coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
Pacers leading by 5. Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. Halliburton in the backcourt. Nembhard to his side. Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. And it's Mathurin in at the 3.
And using that body to his advantage, Mathurin will learn to control his strength as he grows in the league.
Cunningham's shot is off.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spill, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Now here's Turner. Pass to Halliburton. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Mathurin. Detroit with the rebound. Duran's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
His shooting has been a little bit below par. You think about what this lead would look like if he was on.
Thompson for 3. And Jalen Duran picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Pacers leading by 7. Halliburton for 3. Rebounded by the Pistons. Harris has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Thompson, and Thompson slams it home.
And his athleticism is really off the charts. Love seeing Thompson punching home like that.
And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Halliburton for three. Duren pulls it in. Duren's got rebound number 8 now on the night.
Yeah, they're going to try to search out for somebody that's got a hot hand right now. 1 of 4 to start the half.
Now here's Cunningham. And it falls over the rim and in. Cunningham's got 5 points so far.
And the confidence growing from this young guard. Cunningham dropping in the jumper.
Pass to Nembhard. Turner with it. Mathurin passes to Halliburton. Turner with the screen for Halliburton. Over Cunningham. That doesn't go either for Halliburton.
Team starts the second half missing 4 of 5 shots. When does the coach possibly call a timeout and reiterate what he talked about at halftime?
Now here's Cunningham. He's got 5. Duren against Turner. Duren down low. And the basket is good. And it's now only a 1-point Pacer lead.
This is why Duren shoots such a high percentage. He picks those smart shots within his range.
Siakam outside. Good on the triple. He's got 8.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Has checked in for Benedict Mathurin. And now it's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best fast break teams from a season ago. The Pacers 4th.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crowd-pleasing style, right? I mean, this club just got out and ran at every possible chance.
And Greg, we know the Pacers have to improve defensively, but where do they start?
Candidly, Kevin, I feel like they're too soft. Giving up offensive rebounds, cheap fouls, they've got to be tougher mentally and physically, especially on the interior.
Now, Nesmith, following the three-point attempt by Cade Cunningham. Turner finds Halliburton. Over Cunningham. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
Hardaway for 3. The rebound by Halliburton. Halliburton's got 4 rebounds in this game. Wasted no time on that one. Now it's a 6-point Indiana lead. So it's the Pistons now. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. Stripped it away. And here we go. Fast break. Halliburton's got it. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Well, young players who come into the league, you want to see if they can bring it every night. Halliburton has certainly fit that bill.
Seems like every time, Greg, we see Tyrese Halliburton, he's wearing a big smile on his face.
Talk about a guy who just loves this game. Halliburton is such an enthusiastic player, and that positive attitude really infects his entire team.
That free throw, no good. Brent, something the Detroit Pistons unit does so well is push the pace in their games.
Yeah, you love to lean into young players and that vibrant athleticism, but you also have to understand that playing fast comes with quick decision making, and sometimes those don't always go hand in hand. The experience that these guys will have in their growth together and how soon it is that they realize they can help each other, that's going to push them places faster and further than they even realize.
Now here's Beasley. To the paint, here's Stewart, and the dunk by Stewart.
Well, Stewart in the pick and roll is going to give you two things you like. One is a physical screen, and then second, a quick roller into position.
Here's Halliburton. He's got 12. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Harris.
Yeah, the three-pointer has not been his weapon in this one. He had one in the first quarter and still 0 here in the second.
Bounce pass, Schroeder. On the wing, Harris. Neesmith covering. Harris's shot is off.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Halliburton, no good.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Kicks it out to Schroeder. Fires from deep. Knocks down the three ball. Schroeder's got 5 points so far.
Well, Schroeder, a guy that does not lack for confidence connecting on that catch and shoot.
Pass to Siakam from downtown. Rebound by the Pistons.
Man, you get so caught up in the bravado of someone scoring on you and you wanting to even the score. Unfortunately, he couldn't answer back.
Shot's good by Duran.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Schroeder against Halliburton. 12 seconds left to play in the third. Turner finds Siakam. Shot clock at 3. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. 10 points for him. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. It's the Pacers. They lead by a bucket. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And let's listen to head coach Rick Carlisle review the game plan with his guys.
Hold your ground. Hold your ground. Your job is just to stay in front of this guy. Don't blow by.
Now preaching strong defense there, GA.
I mean, basic fundamentals. He doesn't want to see anyone on his team get burned on that end.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. We've got Isaiah Stewart. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Beasley. Then there's Holland. And it's Waters in at the 3 spot. That's the group for Detroit right now. Now here's Schroeder following the miss by Tyrese Halliburton. Schroeder passes to Holland. Here's Beasley. He's covered by Halliburton. Beasley kicks to Holland. Over Walker. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
Halliburton finds McConnell. And here's Halliburton. He's guarded by Schroeder. The shot's good from Halliburton.
Extra sauce on that one, please. Halliburton. Wow.
Pistons trail by 4. Schroeder looking over the floor. Pass to Beasley. Stewart with the screen on Halliburton. Detroit, no good that time either.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Walker's shot is off. Detroit's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Waters can't get it to go. Indiana leading by 4. Here's Halliburton. Beasley with the rebound. And Beasley has the ball here for the Detroit Pistons. They have yet to put up any points here in the fourth. Here's Halliburton. And he banks in the layup. And the Pacers lead by 6.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
And timeout call by J.B. Bickerstaff. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team.
It's the dance band. Get ready, everybody. You want to see yourself on the screen and show us your best move. Ready, let's go!
So it's both teams making substitutions here. With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on J.B. Bickerstaff's huddle. Now, he asked the defense to lock it down inside. He said, let's get physical. I don't want them to think we're soft in there. No more easy shots in the paint. So that's what the defense is set to do. Guys?
Thank you, David. Cunningham with it. Inside, here's Harris. Walker with some nice D. Halliburton feeling it out a bit. Pass to Nembhard. Toppin against Harris. Toppin passes to Halliburton. That doesn't go either for Halliburton. Pistons trail by 6. Over in the corner, Cunningham. Now here is Harris. Driving inside. The Pacers pull it in. Toppin's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Halliburton. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Clock at 4. Here's Nembhard. And it's off from three-point range. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
No good from Beasley.
Hate to say it, but if they're still trailing at the final buzzer, a lot of this is going to be felt by him. His shooting tonight has just been atrocious. They're playing working to perfection there if that was their plan. And if it wasn't, maybe that should be their plan.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. Wants to make sure everybody's coordinated and intent.
Here we go. Time to get loud now. Go. Detroit Pistons.
Asar Thompson, he's checked in for Beasley. Indiana also making some changes. Turner's checked in for Toppin. Pascal Siakam comes in for Walker. And it's Benedict Mathurin in for Aaron Nesmith. Hardaway dishes to Cunningham to end the drought. Good, and the assist goes to Hardaway.
And how about Cade just pushing through that time to finish it off?
Indiana leading by 6. On the wing, Mathurin.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
1:58 left in the fourth quarter. Nembhard trying to free himself up. A new 14 for Indiana. For the 3. Duren pulls it in. Duren's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Back to Cunningham. Over Halliburton. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. And now just a 4-point Pacer lead. Siakam inside. Harris is there. Siakam misses. Steps back, shoots from 12, and again, Cunningham missing. And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for the Indiana Pacers. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Now, here's Halliburton. Over Hardaway. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Here's Cunningham. A second chance effort. And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Whoa, the nerves on this guy.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
Cunningham against Halliburton. From 12 feet out. Siakam's shot is off.
Points are an absolute must here.
Can't come away empty. That would be the nail in the coffin.
To tie it up. Harris's shot is off. And now we've got the intentional foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Second personal foul. Team second. At the line for the Pistons. Team shot.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ballgame.
Perfect from the line. It's now a 2-possession game.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. away from outside. Money! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
That is a gutsy shot from Hardaway, and he comes through.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
Yeah, that's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, how about the nerves there? Those free throws put them in a very good position. 3 points clear.
Here's Cunningham, and the rebound goes to the Pacers. And now an intentional foul. They need the ball back as soon as possible. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And he ends up making the second, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Here's Cunningham. Harris outside. No good on the triple. And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
At the line for the Pistons, Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton. 2 shots.
Gets the first, and that puts them up by 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Yeah, that'll ice it right there. Not everybody can keep their composure at the line in such a big situation.
And so the Pacers take the win. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Tyrese Halliburton.